All right, let's take a moment and talk about aunties, okay? And I'm not talking about, oh, you become an auntie because of some labor your sibling did. I'm talking about auntie. I'm talking about auntie, okay? Auntie, like you earned it. You got street creds, auntie. You got excellence cred, auntie, okay? You got that? That's what I'm talking about right there, okay? So, first of all, let's talk about how we aunties have been behaving, because I got street cred and I got excellence cred, okay? So I'm officially an auntie, but I've been an aunt, like maybe an aunt Tanya, since my nieces and nephews been born, great nieces and nephews or whatever. So that can sometimes elevate you to auntie status, depends on how you're carrying it or whatever, but what really puts you into auntie status, again, is how you show up. And it's not something that you can let's take celebrities for instance. Monique, auntie status. Keke Palmer, future auntie. And let me tell you why. As young as she is and as vibrant as she is, or what have you, she's cultivating an auntie status with her excellence. And not just excellence, but also authenticity. See, a lot of folks try to okay, I came up through the ranks this way, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to basically orchestrate a rebranding. A rebranding so that puts you into auntie status. But see, what happens is, once you rebrand and you package yourself physically as an auntie, switching up the hairdo, maybe wearing something a little different or whatever, and then you go and you talk about it, it's just like, ooh, it's cringy, because it's like, what are you doing? You're not auntie, it doesn't come off as authentic. It comes off as what you're doing, trying to trick us into thinking that you are auntie, because auntie, that is reverence. Auntie is like next to Mama Earth, auntie is all of that. So anyway, long story short, yeah, we see people out here trying to orchestrate auntie status or rebrand into auntie status. That's just not how it works. That's just not how it works, okay? Auntie status is not something, and having nieces and nephews don't make you auntie. Having kids don't make you auntie. It's like, this is how you know when somebody is inauthentic with their auntie status. They go on and they go start pulling their struggles out for nowhere, or just pulling out things that they think is relatable, or make them seem a certain kind of way, unnecessarily. It's like it doesn't even flow. It's like you just gonna jump out the bag with that, what? Hey, what is that? Stop. Anyway, yeah, it's just something. It's a real thing. It's not, Angela Bassett, auntie status, and then we also have to think about too, us aunties. This is how you know when you are real, you can be auntie, but then there's also tiers to the auntie, okay? There's tiers to it, okay? I should have broke that down earlier. There's tiers to the auntie, we reach auntie status in certain levels, but we don't reach auntie status at the level of decolonization. And it's also, let me back up and make it clear that auntie is purely a Black thing. Let me see, someone of excellence coming to me. Meryl Streep can never be an auntie. Angela Bassett, auntie all day. Got it? Okay. Meryl Streep can't be auntie because she just can't. Okay, there's some things that she can't do. She's awesome. She's excellent. Admire her career. Love her. She's one of the most tolerant and most talented actresses on the planet. But she can't be auntie. What she can do is she can be an auntie ally, an auntie accomplice. And I think she kind of like on the verge of being an auntie accomplice. But Meryl Streep just can't be auntie. Okay? So, those are the ground rules. So, us aunties, we have to stop looking at the pre-aunties, okay? In a way that separates us. We can't do that. We can no longer do that, okay? Because when we look at the aunties, the pre-aunties in a way that separate us, we begin to do what the colonizers have done, okay? We begin to do what the colonizers have done. We begin to create this asexual Aunt Jemima kind of figure while putting the pre-aunties into the Jezebel situation. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm going at with this? So, and then we're also telling ourselves too, and this is under the patriarchy. This is under the patriarchy. This is under misogynoir, and all of that. We begin to say that we're irrelevant, and so we make ourselves more relevant by coming down on the pre-aunties. We can't do that. No more of that, okay? Because when I see my pre-aunties, when I'm talking about my pre-aunties, I'm talking about Keke Palmer, I'm talking about Meg, I'm talking about Zoe. I see them, and I still know I still got work to do with the ones that are under them, like the not even close to being aunties yet. I still know we got work to do. But I also remember who I was when I was a pre-auntie. Okay? And that's necessary too. That's necessary too. The stages that they're in are necessary because they need to be able to see us in all the ways that we show up and embrace all the ways to show up. Because when I see Meg, okay, I am definitely inspired to do a squat or a sit-up, okay? That's inspiration. That's inspiration, okay? So us aunties, we can't be coming for the pre-aunties. And like, when I see Zoe with the gown, walking the red carpet, a little bit of, I won't even call it butt crack, let's call it pedal splits, okay? Because the last time I saw a nice little pedal slip was on Rihanna, the last time when she walked the gala. I was like, okay, I'm inspired to do some bridges. You see? Because the inspiration and the learning goes both ways. Got it? Okay? So aunties, let's not be coming for the pre-aunties, okay? They're necessary. Because what we want to do is to elevate from auntie to supreme auntie, okay? You wanna know who supreme auntie is? The one and only Miss Diana Ross. Because when she saw pre-auntie back in the day, she's auntie now, Lil' Kim, but pre-auntie back in the day, but that little pasty on, supreme auntie walked out and gave that boob a nice little pat. Cause you wanna know why? Cause she recognized that's a pre-auntie. That's a pre-auntie, and she's as necessary as I am as a supreme auntie, okay? So let's get it together, okay? We're not doing that no more, okay? To my fellow aunties, we're not doing that no more. We're not coming for our pre-aunties in they, low-cut gowns with the backside. We're not coming for them in their pasties and all that, because at the end of the day, once we move into those spaces where we're judging them, we are becoming the patriarchy. We are becoming, we're letting our indoctrination really show, because our bodies were never, we didn't perceive our bodies as perversion or always about exploitation and sex and pornography. We did not, Africans did not perceive our bodies in that way. We did not. And then these people came over, okay, and they had some buckles and curtain on and decided that we over here minding our business are something savage-like. And then they came over to the US and did the same thing with the indigenous people here. So the indigenous people around the world have been accosted by these people in their little hats and buckles and being told that what they're doing is somehow unholy or what have you. And when we go and start talking like that towards our pre-aunties, we're basically regurgitating that indoctrination. And yeah, that's how you say that. So that's it. That's all I gotta say. Aunties, be good to our pre-aunties. Don't be talking about, you gotta this and you gotta, and especially when you like, how you gonna, like, who gonna wanna be with you? And I ain't never heard about no woman doing her own thing, having a problem getting a man. Okay? And if they be like, oh, but they can't keep them, they probably don't want to. Oh. So aunties, no more coming down on the pre-aunties because we are trying to reach supreme auntie level. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to be supreme aunties. Period. We got it? That's it. All right. That's it.